try and speak to about the shape?
Yeah, you sure can. That's fine. So as you're going on your straightaway, we're thinking about keeping a fairly even contact between the reins. And then as you're going into the corners, we're thinking more about a little extra flexion and a little more inside leg to get her to bend. Yeah, just like that. Even a little more with her nose so that she's looking towards the inside of the circle. And then going into this next corner, we'll ask her to trot. With the bend and an inside leg. Good. And remember, we're just going around the edge of the arena. You don't have to worry about any corners. We're just thinking straightaway and then bending in the corner and then back onto your straightaway. And on the long side, thinking about even contact on the reins. And then as you're passing M over here, we're going to ask her to walk, but also keep your bend. And that's where you get elbows here. Up, inside leg. And let's go up to trot.
Doing a circle?
No, just straight away. We're just going around the edge of the arena. And again, bend into your corner and walk. Did you hear me down there?
No, I didn't.
Okay, sorry.
Try to sit to this side. Or you want to get
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
I think my volume control is a little low these days. So we'll make a square down at this half of the arena. So coming into this corner, bend, inside leg. There, just exactly right. And up to trot. And then into the next corner, bend, inside leg, and walk promptly at the beginning of the corner. There you go. And then in your upward transition, and up to trot. And early in the corner here, down to walk. Bend those elbows. So the walk transitions seem to come up very quickly, so it'll kind of jump up on you a little bit.
So think even more.
So let's go up to trot. And when you're over in that corner by M, we're going to ask for a downward transition and aim for a walk at M. And if she blows you off, speak more loudly with your aids. Say, I meant it now. There you go. And see, she still kind of blows you off a little bit, but at least she's not dragging you through the corner. And that's kind of what we're wanting to avoid with your, trotting, walk in the corner, and then go across the diagonal. Is that we don't want her to go, yeah, I don't feel like it right now. Because if she's still trotting when you make that transition into your corner and across the diagonal, then that messes up 2 scores rather than just 1. So let's get her up to a trot and we'll transition down to the walk after C.
And C is in the middle?
Yeah. So as soon as you get to this gate there, then we walk. Much better. So now you can think about your corner and going across the diagonal, and you're much more into steering mode rather than, oh God, please slow down. So now that we're walking, let's just practice a couple of diagonals. And the deal with the diagonal, and I'll just tell you because I've scribed like a million intro level tests, is that 99% of the comments that the judges say in a free walk is horse needs to stretch forward and down more. So like everybody is kind of in the same boat. It's really unusual for you to see a horse at intro level especially take their nose down to their knees. But that's what our goal is. So what we want to do is to keep them walking, marching forward. So you kind of are going to be thinking about stretching, like giving your reins very, very long, longer than you think you should, and then push a little more with your seat and ask her to take bigger, longer steps and ask her to stretch down into that longer rein that you've just given her. Of the two, I would prefer that you focus on the bigger, longer stride because that's a quality of gait. There you go. And of course, it's a fine line between shoving her so far that she jigs up into a trot. That screws up your score too. But we want to have her marching forward, and you know, the joke is we want them swinging their hips like Marilyn Monroe. So let's do a couple of, we'll just do across the diagonal and make some big X's. So what we'll do is come into the corner and just imagine that you've done your downward transition and that you're coming into your corner, and then go a full diagonal across the arena and give her all that room to swing and do her free walk. And then when you get over to the other end, then gather her back up and just through your short side have a regular walk, a medium walk, and then again you'll come across the next diagonal asking for her to do that free walk. So you practice giving your reins long, like at least 2 notches, and then swing your hips so that she will swing hers and take those bigger strides with her little hind legs. And then as you're coming up to that corner, gather her back up. And then through your corner, ask for a bend, and then stretch and lengthen those reins and ask for the bigger, more marching walk. There you go.
Oh, that's nice.
That's better. So if you look in the mirror, she's at a minimum, her hind legs are stepping up into the footprint of the front foot. What we want eventually is an overstride, so that her hind feet are actually a couple of inches past the footprint of the front foot. So that's what you're going, and that requires more of a swing forward through the back. If they're tight in their back, they're going to take little bitty steps, and that's really the point of this whole exercise, which is why they do it all the way through Grand Prix.
It's the most exciting part of the Olympics. Is the
Yeah, and all the riders are going, oh God, all right. And there are some horses in the world that are built with the most fabulous, amazing walks. They look like water. They're so beautiful. And it doesn't happen very often in the show ring, but it's really fun to see a horse that just has the most amazing natural walk. Lengthen those reins. They can be loose, which is a weird feeling when you've been trying to get the idea of contact for a while. But it's if you lengthen more, that allows the horse the opportunity to stretch farther forward.
She's doing pretty nice.
Shouldn't you ultimately have contact even in the free walk?
Yes.
Just not at...
At intro level and at training level, it actually says free walk on long or loose rein.
That was one thing I was going to ask that didn't come up in the discussion I was overhearing the other day. What's the difference between a stretchy walk and a free walk?
We just say stretchy because it's shorter.
Oh, so it's basically the same concept?
It's the same concept, yep. I'm looking up my intro test on my phone here, just a second. So if that were you in your test, you would get nice marks for the quality of your walk, but you would have to get marked down because you didn't actually make the transition between the two letters that they told you to. And then you would also get dinged for having a trot during your free walk. That would be much better here. And walk back here so that I don't have to yell quite so much. The lovely part about the intro, or actually all of the tests, is that they have really handy comments on the front page that they'll have instructions and comments and things that talk about just the purpose of the level and things like that. And so right on the beginning of Intro Test B, they say as a comment, horses should be ridden on a light but steady contact with the exception of the free walk, in which the horse is allowed complete freedom to stretch the neck forward and downward. So at this level, you're allowed to give them the whole freaking rein. You can ride them on the buckle if you want to. It's not going to give you the most amazing free walk from a contact standpoint, but it at least allows them the chance to move through their back. Of course, if you get in the arena and the horse is spooking at something, don't drop your reins. In case you didn't know, all trot work has to be ridden rising trot. You can sit a little bit in your transitions, but that's it. Let's see. What else do we have?
Nice halt.